In our last video, we left off with global and local variable scope. This video, we're going to start to dig deeper into how to structure your program. So we're going to start by considering our first problem. We were going to calculate the user input x prime number. So first, let's set up the program with an entry point as if it's run from the command line. So I'm going to just go ahead and make a new file here. I'm going to change the syntax to Python. So we're going to start off with this if name equals main statement. All right, and so this runs when the script is run from the command line. And the question is, what are we going to do? We're just going to call a function called main. Okay, and the reason we're going to do this is that way if you did want to import this script, you could import that main function as well. And so right now we're just going to assign it, we'll just say pass for now. So the script is going to be very brief. I'm going to also give this a comment. Okay, so we made this main function. I'm going to now save the script. I'll just call this primes.py. Okay, so now we have primes.py in there, and so we can run primes.py from the command line, and as expected, it doesn't do anything. It calls the main function, and main function passes. So that's good. At least we didn't get an error. In this problem, we know we're going to have to get the user input as to what number of prime number they want to see. So there's going to be a couple ways we can get the user's input. First, we can use the input function that we used in our hello example. Okay, so we can go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and put that in our main function. We'll say n equals input Okay, and now we'll pass that n to the main function. I'm just going to call it num in the main function. And then we'll go ahead and print that out to make sure that it happens. And so, I don't know if you've probably already noticed, as you save files in Sublime Text, sometimes it'll come up and say, hey, thanks for trying. Would you like to purchase? I do not purchase. I mean, it is free. They would like you to purchase, but I'm just not going to pay for it. So I'll save this. Okay, so now when we run it, it's going to ask which prime number you want. I don't know, I'll give it 10. And so it goes and calls the main function and prints out 10. So we're passing in the user input into the main function so that then the main function can do all the math that it's going to need to do. Okay, unfortunately, this is a little cumbersome to the user because then the user has to run the script, then they have to type in the prime number. It'd be really nice if we could just do it all from the command line. And so we can actually do that using the sys module. And so I'm going to go up here and import sys. So instead of using this input, we'll get the arguments from the command line. So we can set a variable I'll just call args. And so we can do sys.argv. So sys.argv is all the command line arguments. So let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and print what args is so you can see what sys.argv actually is. And I'm going to comment out this call to main because we don't need it right now. Right now we just want to see what the arguments are. Okay, so I'll save it and we'll run. And so I'm just going to give it our normal Python command. And so we run it. And so it prints args, and so you can see it's a list that contains primes.py. So that's the first argument is primes.py. Now if I do this, where I add 10 here, because that's the prime number I want, okay, when we run it, we see that now args has primes.py, and then it has our number 10, which is our second argument. And so we can get that number 10, okay, that's the prime number the user wants to calculate. And so, and we would reference this arg sub 0 is primes.pi, arg sub 1 is 10. And so I'll go ahead and get rid of this print now. So we can pass that to main by putting args.1, which is our 10, into main. So let's go ahead and do that. So now if we run this command, you guys should know what would happen. It prints out 10 for us. Perfect. Now this is fine as long as the user does what you expect. But users never do what you expect. So you have to plan for that at least a little. So what's one way that we can do some error checking here? I want you guys to maybe pause the video and think about it for yourself. So remember, if I do all the thinking and telling you all the answers, then I get to do all the learning. So what's something we could do to check to make sure that the user's not screwing up?